begin with headlines. Chief Justice of Nigeria to swear in newly appointed 12 judges for the High Court of Federal Capital Territory on Wednesday. Plus, on the News Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, confirms partial disturbance and restoration of the grid at about 3:09 p.m. on Saturday. From the International scene, West African Leaders Summit opens a day after the military rulers of Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger forced new alliance, severing ties with ECOWAS. Many thanks for joining us at this time. Now, details of the news. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kayode Ariwoola, will on Wednesday, July 10, swear in the newly appointed 12 judges of the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory. The inauguration of the jurist has been slated to hold at the main courtroom of the Supreme Court of Nigeria at 10 a.m. A statement by the Director of Information and Press of the Supreme Court, Dr. Akande Festus, indicated that the new judges are Mandi Basi from Plateau State, Ademuyuwa Olakunle Oyedipo from Kwara State, Bamudu Odunayo Lutomi from Lagos State, Eabunike Godwin from Imo State, and Odu Celestine Obina from Enugu State, and Awela Walgomi from Zamfara State, respectively. Others are Sarah Benjamin from Biosystem, Miriam E. Yusuf from Kogi State, Ariwoola Oluwakemi Victoria from Oyo State, Leslie Nkesi Bilema Wike from River State, Ibrahim Tanko Munirat from Bauchi State, and Abdurrahman Usman from Taraba State. The Nigerian Education Loan Fund says a total of 36 state and tertiary institutions had been boarded for the student loan, noting that the students of the institution can commence the loan application. This was disclosed on Sunday via the official ex-handle of the fund, tweeting as #NELFund. According to the body, the management of NELFund students enrolled in the 36 state-owned tertiary institutions can now apply for student loan effective from 7 July 2024. It added that the management of these institutions have successfully submitted their students' data to NELFund Student Verification System. It urged all other state-owned tertiary institutions to submit their complete students' data to the NELFund Student Verification System timely to enable their students benefit from the scheme. Now to other stories. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has confirmed that there was a partial disturbance of the grid at about 3:09 p.m. on Saturday, 6 July 2024. The company, according to a statement by its General Manager Public Affairs Ndidi Mba on Sunday, the system disturbance, which brought to 3 the partial grid disturbances, with one total disturbance this year, was suspected to have been triggered by the unexpected tripping of 3 units of a power generating station. According to the statement, it removed 313 megawatts from the grid, causing system instability that led to the loss of bulk supply to a section of the national grid. TCN disclosed the system operator reacted to the sudden drop in generation, which led to a dip in frequency, by landing a section of the grid, which include the Ibom Power Station, through which the company continued to feed Uyo, Aba, Itu, Eket, Calabar, among others, even when the other section of the grid had no supply. It added that operators commenced grid restoration efforts immediately after the incident, and at about 9:57 p.m., the entire part of the grid that was affected by the incident was successfully restored. Amid the political turmoil in Rivers State, which has led to the call by opposition All Progressive Congress for a state of emergency in Rivers State, former members of National Assembly Rivers State Caucus have in a media briefing solicited for unity, peace and progress in the state. Correspondent Dele Fasson completes the story.
Gathered at the venue of the media briefing in Port Harcourt, the state capital, were the former lawmakers who said the peace and unity of Rivers State supersedes party affiliation.
We are deeply troubled by the anxiety, hysteria in our state. We recognize that peace and stability of Rivers State, a vital economic hub of our nation, are under siege. Our position, therefore, 1. Regardless of our political affiliations, which you know that we are not on party basis, we stand united in an unwavering belief and conviction that the unity, peace, and progress of Rivers State are paramount and non-negotiable. 2. We reaffirm our absolute commitment to the rule of law, a cornerstone of democracy that ensures no one, including the government, is above the law. We uphold this fundamental principle, which safeguards justice, equality, and accountability for all.
The former lawmakers frowned over the call for a state of emergency in the state, while calling on the people to support the progress of the state.
That the calls for a state of emergency are unwarranted and have every confidence in the government's ability to address any challenges that may arise. We trust in the capacity to maintain peace and stability in Rivers State. We reject all attempts to undermine the progress of Rivers State for personal gain and urge the people to reject and oppose such efforts. We commend Governor Sim Fubara's efforts to promote peace and development and urge all Nigerians to support his initiative.
From Rivers State, Daily Fast reporting for Galaxy News.
And still in that region, a group of young environmentalists in Rivers State has called on multinational companies to invest more into renewable energy rather than fossil fuel by polluting the environment more and causing danger to human health in their areas of operation. We have details in this report. A group of young environmentalists in Rivers State has called on multinational companies to invest more into renewable energy rather than fossil fuel by polluting the environment more and causing danger to human health in their areas of operation. The group, under the aegis of Quest for Growth and Development Foundation in Rivers State, had a peaceful march on the street of Port Harcourt to demand clean air while saying no to fossil fuel in Niger Delta region. Speaking with newsmen, the coordinator Smith Nwokocha said the essence of the walk protest is to call for attention in addressing the impact of climate change on the communities and people of the Niger Delta region. A school teacher and the pupil who partook in the roadwalk sensitization also lend a voice to the dangers associated with the polluted environment.
From this, and they put profit for people, and we are asking them that we contribute less to climate change, and we are saying put people first before profit, not the other way around. The profit is fine, and if you want to make profit, why not something that's environmentally friendly that will be healthy for us and even for you? Okay, we have some of the renewable energy in mass, Africa and other global sites. We have it in mass, and we contribute less to this thing. So we are holding them accountable that they should stop. And we are going to continue this campaign. We are going to put more options until they listen.
Climate, bad climate, energy. Get back to my house, my neighbors, I'm letting them know that there's something about climate, weather, there's something about bad fuel, and everything.
You should be able to speak up for yourself, be able to say what you want, because you yourself, you're supposed to believe in yourself so that you can breathe through air, so that the solutions around.
You're still on to the news on Galaxy TV. Coming up next. Police command in Oyo State discovers plot by members of a cult group to cause violence among rival groups in the state. Details of that and more coming after the break. Do stay with us. We are glad to have you back. Now, for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with us on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Galaxy TV News. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Galaxy TV. Remember to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. You can also avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. If you have breaking news around you, simply share your story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 0818-6666-669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comments. Insecurity has been a major challenge in almost every aspect of the Nigerian system, with the security chiefs working round the clock in finding a lasting solution. To this end, several farmlands from the north, west, east and south geopolitical zones have also had their fair share, thereby causing food prices to rise astronomically. In this report, our correspondent Dele Fasan takes a look at the challenges facing the south-south as farmers now resort to farming at home for fear of attacks. The report.
Speaking on the attacks by suspected herdsmen, the chairman, Edo North Farmers Association, Alhaji Momodu Abdullahi, and other farmers stress on the dangers of being attacked by armed herdsmen.
They run away from somebody in the bush, they pursue us to the house. They drove them into the farm, but when they saw that there was no route by which they now passed the back residential area, where they say there is an opening. The government should find the way, they know the best way to stop them, they know what is wrong. That's why I beg government, make government wait for us.
The farmers chairman advised farmers to imbibe the culture of farming in their rooms as a result of persistent attacks.
We want all the farmers to follow this procedure so that they will be found a small place and get a very big harvest. So and then it is easier to maintain.
And also create an avenue for farmers to go to farm, because there should be farmer security. If the farmers are safe, they can go to their farm to do their farming duties so that we can have a lot of food in.
Although some farmers in Nigeria are comfortable with their little harvest they get while farming within the comfort of their homes, but will only serve as food for the family, hence the need for the federal government to put proactive measures in place for them to return to their farms. From Edo State, Dele Fasan reporting for Galaxy News.
Now to the story teased earlier, the police command in Oyo State says it has discovered plots by members of a cult group to cause violence among rival groups in the state. The command spokesperson, SP Adewale Osifeso, made a disclosure in a statement made available to newsmen on Sunday in Ibadan. Report has it that a cult group popularly known as Aye or Black Axe usually celebrates this day every 7 July and is usually characterized by violence. Osifeso said the Commissioner of Police, Ayodele, shouldn't be at one the group to shelve such plans, as the command would vehemently resist any attempt at turning the state into their playground and scuttle the peace of the state. Osifeso said that shouldn't be at assure the people of the state of comprehensive security coverage, ranging from convoy patrol, intelligence-driven stopping, search, and purposeful surveillance of all critical infrastructure, public spaces, and places of interest. The spokesman advised hoteliers, proprietors of lounges and other recreational facilities against consenting to the use of their facility to aid cult-related activities, as owners of such facilities would be liable for prosecution. He urged residents of the state to remain law-abiding and vigilant and report any suspicious activity to the nearest police station for information. Osifeso also urged them to go about their businesses without any fear of harassment or intimidation from anyone. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) has arrested a couple, Madu Agbakuba and Ijeoma Agbakuba, as well as the associate, for trafficking cocaine worth 2.1 billion naira. This is contained in a statement by the Director, Media and Advocacy (NDLEA), Femi Babafemi, on Sunday in Abuja. Babafemi said they were arrested during a raid of Lagos base of a high-profile cocaine syndicate led by the couple and their associate, Ifeoma Okoye. The director said the large consignment of the Class A drug meant for export and local distribution was recovered from the suspect. He said that the raid was carried out by a special operation unit of the agency following months of intelligence gathering and surveillance on the syndicate. The spokesperson also said that they were notorious for packaging, distributing, and trafficking of cocaine within and outside Nigeria. He added that the 54-year-old Madu Agbakuba was arrested at Agop Haliswe, Okota, Lagos. He also added that his wife Ijeoma Agbakuba, 39, and their associate Ifeoma Okoye, 31, who doubled as their stash keeper, were nabbed at Plot 2205 UJ in the BC Close, Lily Estate, Amuwo, Dofin area of Lagos. In the same vein, NDLEA operatives in Benue State on Thursday, July 4, intercepted a consignment of 350 grams of cocaine at a checkpoint along Enugu Road, Osugbo. Babafemi said the illicit drug was concealed in an MP3 speaker sent as a well-built parcel. The Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASMA, has impounded 9,370 vehicles from January 2024 to June 2024 for alleged traffic violation. The General Manager of LASMA, Olalekan Bakaruki, confirmed this figure during a meeting with relevant stakeholders in the transportation industry. He further disclosed that 3,034 private vehicles were impounded, including 1,849 cars, 549 buses, and 636 sports utility vehicles, among others. According to the General Manager, 256 casualties were recorded during this period. He urged the motoring public, especially motorists, to obey all traffic rules and regulations and to respect traffic managers. He revealed that over 900 personnel were trained externally in collaboration with the training department of the Nigerian Police Lagos Command. Additionally, more than 1,200 traffic officers received training from 3 different consultants on leadership skills, emotional intelligence, customer care, and incident management. Bakaruki announced that the authority's call center would be launched soon and would be toll-free, accommodating English, Yoruba, and Pidgin to facilitate feedback. Proper waste management is the major way for humans to stay safe from contagious diseases. Just like the saying that cleanliness is next to godliness, improper waste management could trigger microorganisms, bacterium, which could be hazardous to humans. Galaxy News correspondent Labi Joseph has more in this report.
Poor waste management, ranging from non-existent collection system to ineffective disposal, causes air pollution, water and soil contamination. Open and unsanitary landfills contribute to contamination of drinking water and can cause infection and transmit diseases.
The reason for this problem. But when we are talking about waste generally, we can talk about waste in the following way. The waste can be that of a universal waste. It could be the metropolitan. It could be the biohazard. And this is how the wastes are This is how the wastes are being classified.
Waste is a byproduct from humans, discarded product of what they have no intention to use or keep anymore. So waste can be general waste, we have the solid waste, and the liquid waste, which is the sewage, in which we call feces that people discard.
Ineffective recycle system is important because reusing materials can reduce the need for new one, which could help to protect the environment from the impact of resource extraction.
The reusable, they are going to undergo a lot of processes. like the plastic that they can melt them, they can use them to form other products, all right? And all this needed to be done in order to ensure that there is not going to be either air pollution, water pollution, all right? All these pollutions, they are needed to be under control for the safety of not only the environment, the human itself, the animal, the plants.
Is a fecal-oral transmission. So that waste management is very important. You have to make sure that you don't practice open defecation, which is a major problem in this part of the world. People see open defecation as is a cultural thing. People don't say anything wrong with it. They just believe that they can do it wherever they want. Even children can do it. Some people even believe that children's feces are sterile, that there is nothing that can be transmitted.
There are number of health effects that can occur from improper solid waste management. The most common are environmental health concerns such as air and water quality issues, as well as public health concerns such as the spread of diseases.
That we can even make more money from the waste product. Government, yes, they are going to use money to treat those things, and they can get a lot of other raw material that can be manufactured from such a waste. That's not the only thing. Another thing is that it is going to give us the healthy environment, and is going to give our environment something known as aesthetics. Let's compare an area that has proper waste management and an area that does not have, or that does not have proper waste management.
Proper waste management reduces release of harmful substances into the environment, minimizing negative impacts on ecosystems and human health. This also conserves natural resources and energy, leading to more sustainable production processes. From Lagos, this is Lebby Joseph reporting for Galaxy TV News.
You're still on to the news on Galaxy Television. Let's go on a break. While we come back, the news continues. Many thanks for staying with us. Now it is time to do a reminder of news that made headlines during the week. Track in the Week is up next.
Hello and welcome to Tracking the Week. On Monday, the Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, refuted reports on some social media platforms that an explosion occurred at Zungeru Power on Monday. According to the Minister, the Zungeru Power Plant is on the grid and the plant is running at optimum capacity. Correspondent Guluju reports that the Special Advisor Strategic Communication and Media Relations to the Minister, Bolaji Tunji, in a statement in Abuja, quoted the Minister saying that the report of an explosion is a figment of the imagination of the purveyors of such information. The Minister disclosed that he has been in touch with the Managing Director of Mainstream Energy and assured that nothing of such took place in Zungeru. He maintained that the plant is working and it continues to supply to the grid, adding that he has video evidence from Zungeru that nothing like that occurred today and that whoever is concerned should go there to find out. The Minister described the report as rather unfortunate that people will sit down somewhere and cook up this sort of story, saying people should desist from creating unnecessary panic. Adelabu assured Nigerians of adequate supply of energy noting that Nigerians have witnessed the worst in the sector, just as he promised incremental supply of power. And still on Monday, a Federal High Court in Abuja dismissed a 1 billion naira suit filed by Nnamdi Kanu, detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, against the federal government and Department of State Services DSS. Justice James Omotosho, in a judgment, held that Kanu failed to provide credible evidence to back his alleged violation of his fundamental rights by the defendant. Justice Omotosho held that the claims that Kanu was denied unhindered access to his lawyers by the operatives of the Department of State Services and that the officials eavesdropped on his conversation with his lawyer in the preparation of his defense could not be established. Report has it that the IPOB leader, through his lawyer, Aloy Jimako, had sued the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Attorney General of the Federation, DSS and its DG as first to fourth respondents respectively. In the originating summons, dated and filed on December 4, 2023, the applicant prayed for 8 reliefs. He sought a declaration that the respondent's act of forcible seizure and photocopying of confidential legal documents pertaining to facilitating the preparation of his defense, which were brought to him at the respondent's detention facility by his lawyers, amounted to denial of his right to be defended by legal practitioners of his own choice. He also sought a declaration that the respondent's act of preventing his counsel from taking note of details of counsel's unprofessional discussions, consultations with him at DSS detention was unlawful. On Tuesday, the House of Representatives denounced the recent suicide bombing in Goza, Borno State, which resulted in the loss of innocent lives and injuries to many. The lawmakers, however, urged security agencies to intensify their effort to contain the situation and to prevent a reoccurrence. The decision followed a motion sponsored by Borno State lawmaker Honorable Ahmed Jaha, who condemned the attack, describing it as heinous act. Lawmakers, in their contributions to the motion, expressed concern and reservations about the incident. They were worried that terrorism, which was seen as reduced, is now rearing its ugly head again. The lower chamber also urged the federal and state government to take immediate action to contain the cholera outbreak in the country. The lawmakers mandated the Committee on Orientation, Ethics and Values to oversee public education and enlightenment on personal hygiene. The resolution followed a motion by the Minority Leader, Honorable Kingsley Chinda, who expressed concern over the rapid spread of the disease in Lagos and other parts of the country, amidst reports of vaccine shortages and escalating death tolls. They, however, emphasized the need for swift intervention to prevent further spread and mitigate potential harm to public health. On agriculture, the Green Chamber also urged the federal government, in collaboration with states, to designate at least 18,000 hectares of arable land in each of the 6 geopolitical zones as geo-agricultural zones. The House, however, mandated the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security to allocate the demarcated lands based on comparative advantage in crop cultivation to optimize agricultural productivity in the country. And still on Tuesday, the Nigerian Senate urged the Nigerian Meteorological Agency (NIMET) to consistently inform and educate the public on climate change ahead of time. The resolution was made on Tuesday following an additional prayer by Senator Dafe Akpanye, representing Delta Central, who called for NIMET to routinely provide flooding predictions to the public as a standard practice. The sponsor of the motion, Senator Cyril Oluwole from Ekiti North, highlighted the urgent need to offer palliative support to the victims of recent windstorm in the Ipao, Itapaji and Okeako communities in Ekiti State. He pointed out that the incident has left many homeless and warned that if immediate assistance is not provided, food security in the Algerian district will be severely impacted. The Deputy Senate President, Barau Jibrin, also contributed to the discussion, urging the relevant authorities to deliver the necessary palliatives to the affected communities. The Deputy Senate President, Barau Jibrin, also contributed to the discussion, urging the relevant authorities to deliver the necessary palliative to the affected communities. On Wednesday, senators from the southeast region of Nigeria in Abuja pleaded passionately with President Bola Tinubu to order the release of the detained Biafra Nation agitator Nnamdi Kanu. The senators, numbering 15 and led by a former Abia State Deputy Governor, Senator Enyinaya Abaribe, claimed that unless Kanu is released, the social and economic activities in the southeast region will continue to be stagnant. Correspondent Kulu Ojo reports that members of the Kakus held a closed-door meeting with the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, where a letter where they begged Tinubu to release Kanu was delivered for onward passage to the presidency. Addressing judiciary correspondents immediately after the closed-door meeting, Abaribe, who spoke on behalf of his colleagues, lamented that the economy and social life in Southeast had suffered enough due to the continued incarceration of the Biafra Nation agitator. Abaribe noted that grave concern that the peaceful demand of the detained IPOB leader had been hijacked by hoodlums and hardened criminals, leading to wanton killings of innocent people, including security operatives. The former Abia State Deputy Governor told newsmen that he had already met with Kanu at the headquarters of the Department of State Services in Abuja and that Kanu had agreed to abide by any conditional release. And still on Wednesday, the governor of Benue State, Hyacinthe Alia, declared a 24-hour curfew on Nukom local government area of Benue State with effect from 3 p.m. on Wednesday. This follows the grave security situation in the region that led to the wanton destruction of property, leading to instability of the area. The governor, through his deputy, Dr. Sam Ode, therefore directed that beginning from Wednesday, 3rd of July, a curfew be imposed on Nukom local government and its environs beginning from 3 p.m. to 3 p.m. of the next day. The curfew was observed from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. beginning from Thursday, 4th of July, until further notice. The governor called for calm as security operatives had been deployed in their numbers to keep the peace in Nukom in particular and the Sankera region at large. And on Thursday, President Bola Tinubu inaugurated the Presidential Economic Coordination Council with the aim of stabilizing the economy and grow business environments in an elevated manner. The council is made up of the Presidential Economic Management Team, the National Assembly leadership, the sub-nationals through the Governors Forum, and top players of the financial and business sectors. The committee is expected to access a total of 2 trillion naira for the assignment, which include improving the health and welfare of Nigerians, power and energy, as well as agriculture and food security in the country. For the president, the reason for the committee is in line with his renewed hope agenda. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister for Economy, Wale Edun, told journalists that the package is largely to rejuvenate the critical sectors of the economy and make food production, security and nutrition as a priority areas to concentrate. The council is also expected to maximize government strategies to scale up oil production to 2 million barrels per day for increased revenue and improved social protection for the Nigerian populace. Representatives of the business and financial sectors commended President Tinubu's ongoing effort to revive the economy while assuring Nigerians of better opportunities and turn around business environments that can foster human capital development as soon as possible. And still on Thursday, Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU Unilag Council, staged a protest rally within the school campus, expressing a displeasure about the indifferent stance of the Nigerian government about their demands. According to ASU, most of the demands calling on Nigeria to be part of the agreement reached with the government in 2009. Galaxy News correspondent Lebi Joseph was there, and he stated that marching through the major roads of the university campus, ASU members comprises of professors and doctors and the academic community. Among the demands is inclusion of signing of the renegotiated ASU federal government agreement based on the Professor Nimi Briggs committee report and funding of revitalization of public universities as party captured in the 2023 federal government budget. Students also came out in solidarity with the protesting lecturers with one voice that government should effect meaningful changes in university education system for better results. And on Friday, Vice President Kashim Shettima called for a significant shift from dependence on oil to other critical sectors with attractive investment returns in Nigeria. He identified agriculture, manufacturing, renewable energy and digital innovation among other sectors as potential investment ground to explore, saying they align with the nation's development priorities outlined in the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan. Speaking during the existing Foreign Direct Investors Roundtable, Vice President Kashim Shettima noted that the 8-point agenda of the Renewed Hope administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu signals diverse avenues for investment from agriculture to renewable energy. Senator Shettima assured investors and other development partners of a business environment that is characterized by transparency, accountability and regulatory certainty, even as he implored them to recognize the indispensable role of public-private partnership in mobilizing resources, sharing expertise and mitigating investment risk. The VP observed that the non-oil sector contributing 93.62% to Nigeria's GDP in the first quarter of 2024, it is imperative to explore the critical sectors of the nation's economy. And still on Friday, the House Representatives called for an increase in the budgetary allocation to the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities for better performance. The Chairman House Committee on Disabilities Matter, Honorable Bashiru Dawudu, made a disclosure during an oversight function to the Commission in Abuja. Members of the committee, led by its chairman, Honorable Bashiru Dawudu, were received to the Commission by the Executive Secretary, National Commission for Persons with Disability, James Lalu. The chairman of the committee stated that the exercise was in line with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to look into the allocation to the ministry. Speaking with journalists after the exercise, Honorable Dawudu stated, having gone through the presentation made by the Executive Secretary of the Commission, there was an urgent need to increase the budgetary allocation to the Commission on the basis of 35 million Nigerians with disabilities in the country for smooth running of the Commission's activities. He declared that any ministries, departments and agencies and other organizations who are yet to comply with the accessibility standard have reached the expiration of 5 years moratorium. And that's all we have on Tracking the Week.
Now we move to the international desk for more news. This is news from the international scene. A West African Leaders Summit has opened a day after the military rulers of Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger forged a new alliance, severing ties with the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. The ECOWAS Summit is being hosted in the Nigerian capital Abuja after several West African leaders called for a resumption of dialogue with the three coup-hit Sahel countries, which signed a new defense pact on Saturday during a summit of their own in Niamey, the capital of Niger. Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger announced the pact known as Alliance of Sahel States last September. It allows them to cooperate in the event of armed rebellion or external aggression. The three countries withdrew from ECOWAS in January after the regional bloc's tough stand against the coup. The timing of Saturday's announcement by the Sahel Alliance was aimed at showing the three countries can do without the regional bloc. Speaking at the summit on Saturday, Niger's General Abdurrahmani Tchiani called the 50-year-old ECOWAS a threat to our states, adding that the three countries aim to create an alliance free of foreign influence of their people. ECOWAS lifted sanctions on Niger in February in an attempt to mend relations, but little progress has been made. The bloc had imposed sanctions following the July 2023 coup that brought Tchiani to power. Burkina Faso added its coup in September 2022 and Mali in August 2021. More than 130 million people in the United States are under threat from a long-running heat wave that has already broken records with dangerously high temperatures, forecasters said, adding that scorching heat will be felt from the east coast to the west coast. The heat and humidity could team up to spark temperatures above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, about 30 degrees Celsius, in parts of the Pacific Northwest, the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast, said Jacob Asherman, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service NWS. In the Pacific Northwest region, records could be broken in Oregon State in cities like Eugene, Portland and Salem, Asherman said. Dozens of other records throughout the U.S. could fall, he said, causing millions to seek relief from the blanket of 18 cooling centers from Boulder City, Arizona to Norfolk, Virginia. The NWS said on Saturday it was extending the excessive heat warning for much of the Southwest into Friday. 3-digit temperatures are likely higher by 15 Fahrenheit to 30 Fahrenheit than average in the west of the U.S. into next week, the NWS said. Pope Francis have decried the state of democracy and warned against populists during a short visit to Trieste in northeast Italy. Speaking at an annual Roman Catholic Church convention on social affairs on Sunday, Francis noted that many people felt excluded from democracy, with the poor and the weak left to fend for themselves. He said the crisis of democracy afflicted various nations, but did not give specific examples. Ahead of last month's European Parliament election, Catholic bishops in several countries also warned against the rise of populism and nationalism, with far-right parties already holding the reins of power in Italy, Hungary and Netherlands. The Pope's speech came on the day France held the parliamentary runoff election, with the far-right National Rally RN expected to take the biggest share of the vote, a month after populist parties scored gains in European Union elections. Francis urged people to move away from polarization that impoverish and eat out at self-referential power. The Pope, who himself rules as the absolute monarch in the tiny Vatican state, said it was also important to teach children the importance of democratic value, warning that indifference is a cancer of democracy. Still on the international scene, Tokyo Governor Yuriko Koike is certain to win a third consecutive term in Sunday's gubernatorial election, according to exit polls. The 71-year-old first female governor of Japan's most populous city will secure her position for another 4 years. Her victory will be a relief for struggling Prime Minister Fumio Kishida and his Liberal Democratic Party (LPD), who backed the 71-year-old to win a third term. She was elected in 2016 and won a second term in 2020. The conservative governor successfully guided the city through the coronavirus pandemic and has delayed Summer Olympics in 2021. Japan's tumbling fertility became a major issue during this campaign, and the victorious candidate will now have to work hard to improve Tokyo's shockingly low birth rate. At 0.99, less than one child per woman aged between 15 and 49, it is the lowest of any region nationwide. Her appointment makes her one of the most powerful women in Japanese politics, with Tokyo accounting for about 11% of the population and contributing to nearly 20% of the country's total GDP. It also puts her in charge of the city's budget, which climbed to a staggering 16.55 trillion yen this fiscal year. Koike, 71, got more than 40% of the vote, according to Reuters. Unexpectedly, Shinji Shimaru, 41, a former mayor of town in Hiroshima Prefecture, placed second, a position that was long thought to be guaranteed to Renno Saito. Renno, 56, supported by the Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan, came in third. 2 Indian soldiers have been killed alongside 6 rebels in separate gun battles in Indian-administered Kashmir, according to the police, raising concern about the security situation in the disputed Himalayan region. Kashmir Police Inspector General V.D. Kumar Birdi told newsmen on Sunday that security forces carried out 2 different operations in villages in the Kulgam district in the disputed territory, in which 2 soldiers were killed. Birdi said gunfights continue to Modern Gam and Fiscal Shinigam villages. The deadly incident is the latest in an uptick of attacks in Muslim-majority region, where armed rebellion erupted in the late 1980s against Indian rule. Tens of thousands of people have been killed, although violence has stepped up in recent years. India regularly accuses Pakistan of supporting and arming rebels in the region, a charge Islamabad denies. India and Pakistan both claim the Muslim-majority Himalayan region is full but govern part of it. They have fought 3 wars for its control. In June, 9 Indian Hindu pilgrims were killed and dozens wounded when a gunman opened fire on a bus carrying them from a shrine in the southeast Risi area. Lastly, on the international scene, at least 14 people have been killed after heavy rain triggered flash floods and landslide across Nepal, with disaster teams searching for 9 missing, police said on Sunday. Flooding in neighboring India and Bangladesh has also caused widespread damage and affected millions. People have been killed or are missing in multiple locations, it said. Monsoon rains from June to September bring widespread death and destruction every year across South Asia, but the numbers of fatal floods and landslides have increased in recent years. Climate change and increased road constructions are exacerbating receiving heavy rainfall since Thursday, prompting disaster management authorities in the Himalayan nation to warn of flash floods in multiple rivers. There have been reports of floods in several districts of lowland areas bordering India. Last month, 14 people were killed in Nepal in ferocious storm that brought landslide, lightning and flooding. In India, flood has swamped the northeastern state of Assam, with 6 people killed in the last 24 hours, the Assam State Disaster Management Authority said on Sunday. That takes the death toll from downpours in the state since mid-May to 70. In Lola, in Bangladesh, downstream from India, the disaster management said flooded hit more than 2 million people. Much of the country is made up of deltas, where the Himalayan rivers, the Ganges and the Brahmaputra wind towards the sea after coursing through India. And that's it from the international scene. Now, for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with us on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Galaxy TV News. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Galaxy TV. Remember to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. You can also avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. If you have breaking news around you, simply share your story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 0818-6666-669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comments. And that's all we have for you. We thank you so much for watching. My name is Iribami Salako. Do have a wonderful week ahead.